Since you're new to JavaScript, you might not be familiar with strings. Strings are used to represent and work with a sequence of characters while programming in JavaScript. Let me explain how they work. To demonstrate the concept of strings, I have the developer tools open in my browser and the console tab is selected. So what is a string? A string in JavaScript is a collection of characters enclosed by single quotes, double quotes. Such a collection of characters is known as a string data type. Strings are one of the most common types of data you'll be working with. To code a string, I type in a pair of single quotation marks. This piece of code with just an opening and closing single quote is referred to as an empty string. To build an empty string, I can also use double quotation marks. While empty strings have their place in JavaScript, they're not very versatile. But strings don't have to be empty. So let me build a non-empty string with some letters and an exclamation mark. I do this by typing the words, "hello there," and an exclamation mark within a pair of single quotation marks. Besides letters and punctuation symbols, we can add almost any other character into a string, including numbers. For example, I can type "hello there" and follow it up with several symbols and numbers. This is still a valid string. There's one thing that strings can't do, and that is break onto the next line. When I type a single quotation mark, the word hello, and then press enter before typing the second quotation mark, it results in an error which stops the code from running. The same happens if I use double quotation marks. When you use single or double quotes to surround string values, these characters are referred to as delimiters. This is because I use them to delimit a given string value from the rest of my code. There are some unusual situations that can trip you up when you first start using strings in JavaScript. For example, let's say that I want to create a new string. I do this by typing a single quotation mark, followed by the phrase, "It is a lovely day," and I close the string with a second single quotation mark. Now I want to use the contraction of "it is" by using an apostrophe, but I get an error code. This is because JavaScript reads the word "it," that is, the first two letters, as forming a string, and then it doesn't understand the rest of the code because of the apostrophe. To fix this issue, I need to nest single quotes inside double quotes. I do this by replacing the original single quotation marks on either side of the phrase with double quotation marks. And now you'll notice there are no more errors. You can mix single and double quotes too, but it's better to stick with one or the other because it can be confusing and lacks consistency. And there you have it. You have learned what a string data type is and what an empty string is. You can also explain what the string data type is in JavaScript. I encourage you to try and make some more strings while practicing coding.